Hey everybody, Mike here. We are going to go on a little bit of a tour through the garden today. Try not to bore you too much with it, but we got a lot going on that I could show right now, so we'll go ahead and do it. All right, so here we got the mulberry, getting pretty tall, apple, and here's our lemon tree. This thing has flowered 3 or 4 times this year, so I'm not sure what it's doing. And moving on, here we've got our roselle. You can see some of the pods have dropped their flowers already. From what I've been reading, the recommended amount of time to leave them on the plant after that is probably about 2 weeks. So then about 1. So next week I'll be harvesting some of the older pods. Haven't decided if we're going to do jam first or whether we're going to do tea first. Not sure yet. We're being very productive with this thing. Highly recommend it. I don't think I gave it enough rain. These are 6 bushes. Probably going to have to come back over the winter when they lose all their foliage and see what we do from there. Butterfly bush keeps coming up, otherwise known as tropical milkweed. Sorry for all the blue jay drama. Somebody over here that thinks they have a mortgage on our house. And horseradish is doing really well. That bad, don't look at it. Still working on it. And this is the buckwheat that I planted. As you can see, growing in well. This is a cover crop. I am not harvesting it for seed. I am going to take this out, put something in for the fall. I needed something to cover it that wasn't a tarp. Moving on here, our habanero has lots of blooms on it. See if we can get some more of those. And also blooming this week are our sweet potatoes. These are stokes. And Murasaki. Murasaki has not bloomed yet. Cherry tomatoes are kind of growing. You have some cherry tomatoes growing right there. The rest of this is sweet potato leaves. I'm going to go ahead and call these Beauregards. They are the red and orange variety, just your regular grocery store variety sweet potatoes. I grew the slips myself earlier, and now they have taken over, and you can see we've got blooms on these as well. Getting back to this bed, Jerusalem artichokes were knocked over in a windstorm, but they're still growing. Those will come out when they die off, because I'm going to dig up all of the tubers. And as you can see there, I've got some Red River cowpeas that are winding around the Jerusalem artichokes. But those are volunteer. Just been gathering up the seed, and I'll plant those officially next year sometime. But yeah, as you can see, I'm working on building this second arch up. Doing the sweet potato vines on it. Figure it'll at least look somewhat pretty when I finish that up. And it'll look like this other one. Hopefully that's collecting a lot more sun for the sweet potatoes down in the ground. Moving on here, still no elderflowers. With the bushes there. Growing well. No flowers. After year 3. So I don't know how many years it takes. So it's from what I understand, elderberry is not really inclined to grow in our subtropical climate, so we're taking what we can get there. Moving around here, this is my okra that the drone seems to like so much. Still some of the prettiest flowers ever. As you can see, we've got some pods growing here. Getting to a point where we're harvesting every day, probably about a half dozen. That'll increase more closer to fall we get. There. Black Knight Canna, looking nice. I went through deadheaded that yesterday. We have our comfrey here. Something's skeletonizing the leaves a little bit there. Keep an eye on that. Probably snails. Over here, the snake gourd, aka Kikuzi squash. Has some really delicate flowers. This one looks like it might have already been pollinated. But we're getting a lot of buds this week. There. Right there. All over this plant. That was planted in the early spring, so it's taken quite a while to get it to where it's at. See what happens with it. And over here, sugarcane is nice. That will be harvested after the first frost. And up here, moringa is doing well. And the rue is doing well. Everything else in this kitchen garden probably needs to be scrapped over the winter and be done. I moved our new aloe in here so that I can transport it inside. We've frozen aloe plants for 3 years now. About time to start to take care of it. So I will be able to move that this year if it freezes. And that's it for now. Hope you guys enjoyed what I was able to tell you, and I will see you soon.